Hi, I'm Alex Benestelli, Music Director here at St. James by the Sea in La Jolla. In this week's music moment, ancient and modern come together. We will listen to a setting of the choir of St. James singing Ubi Caritas by Ola Yelo. This is a Latin hymn that dates back to the early church, while the contemporary composer Ola Yelo is around my age. Yelo was born and raised in Norway before moving to New York City to study composition at the Juilliard School. His choral music has become increasingly popular in the last 10 years for its beautiful chant-like melodies and its modern American harmonies. You might consider his music with peers like Eric Whitacre and Morten Lauridsen, all of whom are well known and loved by our choir here at St. James. Like the others, this setting of Ubi Caritas uses mainly diatonic consonant harmonies that are pleasing to the ear, but adds certain intervals, especially ninths and thirteenths above the tonic, to add color and give a sense of mysticism to the chord. Here's a quote from the composer about his work. Quote, "The first time I sung in choir was in high school. I went to a music high school in Norway, and choir was obligatory. I loved it from the very first rehearsal, and the first piece we read through was Maurice Duruflé's Ubi Caritas. It will always be one of my favorite choral works. To me, it's the perfect a cappella piece. So when I set the same text myself a few years later, it was inevitable that the Duruflé would influence it, and it did. While Duruflé used an existing traditional chant in his piece, I used chant more as a general inspiration, while also echoing the form and dynamic range of his incomparable setting of the text." End quote. After listening to this piece, you might check out Maurice Duruflé's setting of Ubi Caritas and compare the two. Let me know what you think. The Ubi Caritas text has a long history, possibly extending as far back as the 4th century, when it would have been sung in Gregorian chant. The text is an antiphon, or a refrain, for a Latin hymn that was traditionally sung during the Eucharist on Maundy Thursday, the commemoration of the Last Supper. This is the day that Jesus gives his disciples a new commandment, or in Latin, a mandatum, which is where we get the name Maundy Thursday. The commandment Jesus gives to his disciples is, quote, "Love one another as I have loved you." It is a profound statement that surpasses even the 10 Commandments, and in the context of Jesus' forthcoming death on the cross, challenges all of us to consider the great depth of God's love. The text translates literally as, quote, "Where charity and love are, God is also there." God is present wherever charity, care for others, love and devotion to God is expressed. This piece of music is an offering of love, and a glimpse of God's presence here among us. I hope you enjoy it.